Here's an interesting phenomenon. It's called You Do As I Do. Well, I'm going to do some stuff, and I need somebody to be you. How about you? That sounds great. If you'd step in here and help me. 2 packs of cards, 1 for you, and of course, 1 for me. Let's see, to make this as fair as possible, would you take the red back cards and just give them a nice little shuffle, mixing the cards. That's perfect. Now, just in case either one of us is a card sharp, why don't we switch decks at this point?
Okay.
You can take the blue ones, I'll take the red ones, and we'll give them a little mixing once again. Perfect. And we'll switch the decks back again. That makes it very fair. I would like you to picture in your mind maybe your favorite card, or just any card if you don't necessarily have a favorite. Okay? But don't let me see the card. I am going to do the same here. Pick up your cards if you would, and kind of run through the pack with them toward yourself, and just draw out any card. Don't even show our friends at home. Just place it face down on the table. Excellent. Would you place the rest of the deck to the side? That's perfect. We have done the same. We have mirrored each other's actions. Remember what your card is, of course, your favorite card. You've got it in mind. Just pop it back onto the top of the deck. That's good. And if you would, cut the cards and complete the cut. In fact, if you would, just do that again just to be safe. Cut the cards and complete the cut. Do you have any idea where your card is in that pack?
No.
Of course not. Neither do I as far as mine is over here. We're going to switch decks again. This is the control in our little experiment. So with the blue deck now, if you would, just look through the cards and draw out the card, which is the card you are thinking of. I have done the same right here. Place that card face down without letting anybody see what that card is. Let's think about this for a moment. We have both shuffled the cards. In fact, we switched decks and shuffled the cards as well. You thought of a card, I thought of a card. We have, in other words, mirrored each other's actions. Grab a hold of that card and get ready to turn it over for everyone to see. On the count of 3. That's 1, 2, 3. How about that? An incredible coincidence or a miracle? You decide. This is one of the all-time great classic card mysteries using 2 decks this time. The cards are already shuffled, and we're going to have them shuffled again. What this is a coincidence, a magical coincidence type mystery. Your audience member gets 1 deck of cards, you get a deck of cards. Now this does use the key card principle, and this is important. So please follow closely. I would begin by shuffling my cards. The audience, of course, is freely shuffling their cards. And you want to emphasize this fact. Once we have shuffled our cards, I say, now, I want you to do as I do. Let's switch decks. The cards are switched. I now shuffle your cards, and you get to shuffle mine. This ensures, of course, that the cards are honestly mixed up. Now, at this stage of the game, when I have the audience member's deck of cards in front of me, I am going to catch a glimpse of the bottom card. I can do that in a number of ways. I can, once these cards have been both shuffled, I can just gesture. I say, you're happy with how many times you've shuffled those cards? Excellent. We would now switch the decks back again. So now we have both shuffled the decks, and we are both very happy with that. Your emphasis is on. I now know the face card of his pack. We now continue as follows. I would ask my audience to think of a card. Think of any card in the deck. I will do the same. Now, all it matters is what the audience's card, what they are thinking of. It doesn't matter what I'm thinking of over here, but it seems this way in the presentation. I would tell my audience to do the same as I am doing. Look through your cards and pull out whatever card you're thinking of. Now, I would proceed and just take a card up at random like this. My audience member sees a card sticking up out of the pack, and now they would do the same. Let's say, for example, they pictured the King of Hearts in their mind. If they did that, when they turned the cards over toward themselves and you are watching them, if that's the card they're thinking of, they would immediately take it off. You now have a miracle in your hands because you already know what that card is that they are holding, and you could proceed by magically divining the card. You would just put that card back down and say, hang on, you're thinking of a card? And now I would merely pull the King of Hearts out of my deck, and now we are ready for a double revelation. That's the best case scenario. But odds are the audience is not going to be thinking of this card. So here's what they're going to do, and you're going to ask them to do. Draw out whatever card they are thinking of and just put it up like this. You are going to be seeing the audience's deck from the back. You would ask them to picture that card deeply in their mind. Pull out the card and place it on the table, and place the rest of the cards on top of their card that they are thinking of. Notice how it goes right next to that card. You as the magician are, of course, doing the same thing, but you are just faking the whole procedure. This is apparently the card I, the magician, am thinking of, and I do these actions which they mirror. Then I want them to cut the cards. They do so. I do so. Then they do so. And now we continue on. I say, let's switch the decks again. Presentationally, I would ask them to now look through my cards and pull out the card they are thinking of. I say, I am going to look through your cards and pull out the card I am thinking of. But that's not really what I'm going to do. I'm going to look for the King of Hearts. I now know that this is the card that they are thinking of. I leave it protruding. Over here, your audience member, they are completely unaware. They would look for their card. That's their card. They think this is my card. But remember the name of this mystery. You do as I do. Since we have mirrored each other's actions, we now have a revelation when we turn these over. Because look, we apparently thought of the same card. Now, of course, you can just draw the card out and place it on the table like this. Put these decks to the side and do it this way and say, grab a hold of your card. This is such a strong moment. They're now holding their card. I say, now remember, you just thought of a card. I just thought of a card. And look, turn your card over, at which point you both do that. And when those two cards are turned over simultaneously, you have an absolute psychic miracle on your hands. This is one of those card mysteries that your audience will remember for a very long time. You do as I do.
Thanks for watching Complete Card Magic Volume 1. Be sure to check out Volumes 2, 3, 4, and 5. Thanks for watching.